All right, family. Black Power, Black Power. This is the Truth Hour with General Cyrus said he kick back, get your mind ready for some information that's guaranteed to be heavy. I'm excited and delighted to be accepting members to the Cyrus said YouTube page, a dynamic page. Y'all already know what it is. Black Power, Black Frequency. You feeling that frequency and energy, you should most definitely join. The link right down in the video description is in the chat. Click it, you get a video introduction rundown on the membership, what they entail. You see one you like, you should most definitely join. Even if you don't, I appreciate your presence here at the Sarasun Seti YouTube page. Continue to engage, continue to advance. That's right, family. Ring the alarm, kingseti.com, online marketplace, official General Sarasun Seti DVD lectures, t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, African and Kemetic jewelry, holistic tonics and remedies, home decor, accessories for every room in the house. I got something for your family. Believe it or not, get over there, check the catalog out. We're under renovation right now, but we'll be right back. So just keep checking. Tomorrow it'll be back up. Just keep checking. Get over there, check out the catalog, get you something nice, get a discount, shop and save and shop. Pull the fire alarm, generalseti.com, SETI University. We're talking about over 2,000 jalapeno presentations. There's nothing but fire when you're looking for the hottest information out here on the African historical blueprint. Then no doubt about it, the general is the premier, a headbanger out there, believe it or not. Check us out over there. Not only do you got over 2,000 videos of the general, we also got the grandmaster teachers, hand-picked documentaries and lectures. I done stacked it with nothing but fire. Why you ain't over there? Why? You playing games. If you're a truth seeker, then no need to look no further. You see, get over there today, become a member today. To the family out there, we just got off of Patreon. We got a fire presentation over there. I know you want it. I know you want to, get over there, get that fire. We dropping again. We might drop tonight. We on tonight. You feel what I'm saying? But get on over there. You got over 500 exclusive live streams on my Patreon. The poppin'est page out there. Don't you hesitate to become a patron today. We on Rumble. We getting ready to rumble. And the goddamn it, the Black Power scholar that don't stumble or fumble, you get on over there because it's going to be a roller coaster ride because we on the Cro-Magnon Neanderthal, one of his favorite platforms. And I'm coming over there, goddamn it, to disrupt class. To all the family out there that donate to the general, I thank you. I appreciate the fact you appreciate me. Any of the family out there would like to donate to the general, the link is in the video description. I want you to click that link. I want you to donate to this general. And I thank you ahead of time. Appreciate you ahead of time. And most definitely subscribe to all my YouTube channels. King Seti, General Seti, Sarasun Seti. Rock that notification bell. Get a video a thumbs up. Like it because you love it. Share with your family and friends. And comment. Just don't say nothing stupid because I will ban your ass. Now, we got to get on these niggas. We got to get on these niggas because, see, the reason why is because a lot of people they hurt. They're going to be hurt now. But I got to do this. Now, I want y'all to get mad at me. And even if you do, it got to be done. Somebody got to do it. We're not saying that the Medu Netta is fake. That's not what we're saying. We're saying that the decipherment of the Medu Netta is fake. You see? And because if you do not do this, what you have is all of these vagabonds coming into this, with fake interpretations and, stealing of the culture and so on and so forth. Now, a lot of the names we identify the name, but the sacred understanding of glyphs is something that must be taught from mouth to ear, from the priest to the student. There is no decipherment by way of alphabetical to a picture graph. I didn't went over that. And I'm sorry if you fail to understand that. And that's why you probably didn't get your goddamn driver's license, because when you went there, goddamn it had signs. There's not an alphabetical letter that you could put on a symbol to determine the meaning. I don't understand why you have not come to that understanding. You see? Yeah. But let's deal with this. Let's deal with this. Let's deal with this. You're not gonna hear this nowhere else. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Let's talk about that. Champollion, not sham. Shampollion. Champollion. Okay. Now, listen to this. Now, Herodotus, hear me out. Herodotus went to Egypt around 420 something BC. Now, a lot of people say, but I like Herodotus. Herodotus said a whole lot of shit that didn't piss these goddamn Europeans off. They don't even want Herodotus to be in the family no goddamn more. They don't even want Herodotus in the family no more. They say, fuck him. You know, you talking about the Greeks learned from Egypt. They got everything that they know from Egypt. The Egyptians was black with woolly hair and all that. No, we don't fuck with you, Herodotus. So they didn't kick Herodotus out the club. But now ask me this now, if anybody know about Herodotus, he goes into Egypt and he refers to King Khufu. Yeah, Scampellion. That's right. Yeah, Scampellion. Yeah, that's right. And so, yeah, he goes into Egypt, Herodotus, and he refers to the king that we know of as Khufu. He calls him, what do he call? Cheops. And he refers to the king that we know of as Khafra. He calls him Shephren. I'll say, man, wait a minute, man. Listen to me. But he's supposed to be an eyewitness. Now, let me tell you something about leaders. You never translate a leader's name. So I don't give a fuck if you know Russian. If you don't know Russian, you see, I might not know Russian, but I know the leader is Vladimir Putin. And you never translate a leader's name. You say it in his language. Vladimir Putin. The whole world knows but don't know a lick of Russian. So you never change the name of a leader, no matter what language you speak. Everybody around the world knows Vladimir Putin. Okay? I don't know no Chinese. But you know who the name, you know the name of the leader of China? His name is Xi Jinping. I think that's his name, Xi Jinping. You don't translate the name of a leader. When you hear it, you say it as you hear it. Okay? What's the motherfucker? Kim Jong-un. Kim, the leader of North, I don't know no Korean, but I know Kim Jong-un. I know Xi Jinping. I know Vladimir Putin. You don't change the name of a leader. So if Herodotus went to Egypt and he was conversing with the priests and the people of Egypt, and he asked them, who pyramids is these? And he referred to them as Cheops, as Sheffrin, not Khafra, Sheffrin. And I believe he referred to Menkaure as my Syrianness, or something on that level. And so my thing is, if today's so-called decipherment of the Medu Netta is correct, if it's correct, why, when it came to the transliteration of those particular kings, why didn't it come up to be Cheops and Sheffrin? Why didn't it? Why? What happened there? You see, if Herodotus went and he heard, which means, you know, he was an eyewitness, he was a primary source of reference, and he heard Cheops and Sheffrin in my Syrianness. How is it when they went to make the decipherment of the Medu Netta, they come up with Khufu, Khafra, and Menkaure? Now, I feel them names. I do. I have no problem. But I have to understand that I have to accept that we might have to, you know, create some things. You know, we might have to create some things, and I'm all right with that. You see, I'm all right with that. Because, you know, if there we can't have a void. We can't have a void. We must be able to express ourselves. And so, it just as if we created in the beginning, if it's a void, we have to create now. But we have to be real with ourselves and say that we understand that this is not coming from ancient times, that is coming from right now. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. But we have to be, and why am I? Because you got the likes of the Billy Carsons and this, that, and the third that believe that they could just run up into Egypt, say what they want. That's all these motherfuckers doing, is thinking that they could buy the fake Medu Netta decipherment, that they can interpret the walls of our ancestors, and that's what they've been, the emerald tablets and shit, and this, which ain't got nothing, a goddamn thing to do with ancient Egypt. This is, do y'all understand? Do you know how many of these crackpots out there, these crackpots that be saying that they find in Egyptian tablets? Do you know Joseph Smith, who founded the Mormons, said he found a fucking tablet, a scroll of Abraham. Yeah, he found a scroll of Abraham, and with that scroll gave him the ability to write the Book of Mormon, and so on and so forth. You see, nothing but a liar. And so no different than Joseph Smith saying he found the papyrus of Abraham is no different than Maurice Doreal, who said he went into the Great Pyramid, went to Egypt, and he found the emerald tablet. But motherfuckers have been going in there thirsty ass, grave robbers, and they ain't found no goddamn. And so it was happened to be there in 1930, after all of these thieving motherfuckers been in there. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about they turning over everything. You see, how the hell was he able to come up in there and find some, and some goddamn some tablets just happened to be sitting in the damn pyramid, and all the thirsty master thieves, grandmaster thieves that been in there since the French, the Europe, the British, the Germans been up in there thieving and shit, and so you mean to tell me they left some green tablets in there of thoth? You see, so you already know this is what they do. They find all these these fake uh uh books and fake tablets and all this, that, and the third, in order to continue the mythologies that's going on today. You see, and this is why I don't do it none other than shutting the door on these beasts. It's going to require us to take it up a notch to get in there and get into the truth of the matter. It's not for nobody to just be able to access when they want. If you ain't on a godlike level, how is it going to be accessible to you? It's not accessible to you. And that's what it was all about, even in the ancient time, that you had acquired the level of godlike status. And then it was no different than in the Buddha, where you had reached nirvana. You see, and when you see them glyphs light up, then you had reached nirvana. You ain't on that level right now. Quit talking about you know what it is, because you don't. You don't know what it is. It said, what he say? Yeah. Joseph Smith ain't nothing. That's why they bust his head open. Him and his brother shot their ass up at the end. Shot their ass up at the end. But this is what we got to do when we dealing with these goddamn, these theosophical madmen. Because when you talk about Joseph Smith, he's a theosophist. He's a theosophist. Hold on, family. Yeah, we back, family. And so yeah, this is we have to we have to shut the door on these goddamn mega bonds out there. And you want the quick way into the and so you create a world for yourself, and you if you don't know the shit you don't know. That don't mean you can't know it. That means you have to quit fooling yourself. That on the level that this type of information is accessible. You you see, it's accessible. If it was accessible on our level, then do you think that we would be in the predicament we in today? And still, do you think we would be on the level of our ancestors? We're not there, are we? Then we know we have not these glyphs supposed to light up. You understand what I'm saying? That mean when you look at them, they supposed to light up. You have reached a certain level of knowledge that your mind is on fire, your spirit is on fire, all the chakras is in alignment. That you are not a Jedi Knight. You see that power pack of spiritual energy is on fire in your soul and in your mind. You see, and that's the reality of this. We cannot continue to allow these vagabonds to use these pretend pig Latin ass decipherments to use them against us and tell us that this ain't even our culture. You see, they tell us that this ain't even our culture. Say, Madame Blavatsky's international headquarters is still in Pasadena, California. So it's still out there. I thought one of them was out there, but there's another one in India too. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. There is one out there. They got one out there in India too. Now I don't know where that was. I forget where that one city that it was located in. You see, but that's clear that we understand that there's some discrepancy in there's some discrepancies in that decipher. There's some serious discrepancies in that decipherment. And another thing that it is like, because when people, I got the Wallace Budge, you know, the Wallace Budge Rosetta Stone, the book, the Rosetta Stone. A lot of them words that y'all speaking, you think that they was a decipherment. They're not a decipherment. You see, they are actually words that they just settled with because they could not clearly make a clear cut decipherment with the Rosetta Stone, meaning the supposed Greek was on the bottom. They could not match it letter for letter for letter. They could not do it. When you look at the stone was broken, and right there, that show you something. You missing a large part of the stone. Nah, they say that there were copies of that same stone, so now they can tell you what it was. But it's obvious that there's glyphs on the bottom, at the top. There were far more glyphs than there was Greek letters, and even the Demotic that was in the middle. It was more, I believe it was Demotic that was in the middle, and so you could not match it letter for letter. You see, and so when they, wherever they found a bilingual stone, such as the Rosetta Stone or the other stone, the Coptic stone, this, that, and the third, and all they did, I want y'all to understand how they got the language. They took the cartouches of the Greek rulers. This is how they did that, and I'm gonna show you. And I keep showing y'all this shit, and hopefully over the years you will see it. Nah, when they listen to me when I tell y'all that. When they first looked at the stone, stick to the stone, the Rosetta Stone, and they looked at the top, which is the glyphs, and it was broken. You see, and what they was gonna try to do is just match it letter for letter, but they realized there was more glyphs at the top than it was letters at the bottom, which is the supposed Greek, or the Demotic in the middle. And they could not do it. And at first they couldn't do it because the top was missing. And until they saw copies, and even when they saw copies, they still could not do it. And so wherever they saw stones where it might have been a bilingual stone, where it's either Greek or the pictographs, and then you got the Demotic. I don't know if some has some hieratic on it or whatever. You see what I'm saying? And what they would do, they would go into the cartouche. You see what I'm saying? And they look down at the Greek to see what Greek ruler it is. They seen the Ptolemy, they seen the Cleopatra, they seen the what's that? Bernice, and all of these so-called, it wasn't but so many names. You see what I'm saying? And what they would do, because they could speak the Greek, they would try to apply the letters to symbols that they seen in the cartouches. You see, they say, well, I see that down in the Greek is referring to Bernice, is referring to, and so they would try to take those letters and apply it to a cartouche, because they knew that in the cartouche would be the ruler's name. So they think, you see, that it would be, and normally it would be the ruler's name. And so they would try, if they seen Bernice down there, they would try to apply that name to the symbols. And even then, they could not make a clean decipherment. You see, and so all the rulers' names that they had, the Ptolemies, after all was said and done, they still had many gaps. They could not make a clean transliteration. They could not make a clean decipherment, which caused them to use filler languages such as Coptic. So, like, say for instance, now let me break this shit down for you. Ramesses. You see, Ramesses. Do you know that based on the Champollion methodology, that the only letter that they made as far as a decipherment in his name, Ramesses, was the last S on his name? That was the only one that when they took all the names of the Greek rulers and they made their little fake alphabet, that was the only name that they could decipher. The only symbol that they could decipher from that was the last S in his name. Ra. Ra was never deciphered. They settled on that. That's Coptic. That's not even a decipherment. They looked at the symbol and they say, you know what? That's the sun. What is the word for sun in Coptic? Ra. And so they just took Ra and they put it on the symbol. And then the next symbol, which is, they really couldn't understand. So they settled on it. It's called Mes, M-E-S. And so they say that means birth. How the hell could you look at that damn? They did not get that from the Greek rulers' names. See what I'm saying? They did not get that from the Greek rulers' name. This is they guessing and settling on anything as far as a definition for that symbol. So Ra and Mes. Mes is also Coptic. It's Coptic for birth. Now here it is. They're not telling you that's not alphabetical. They saying that the Medu letter is alphabetical, but that's a lie because you can see where they had taken words and applied it to one symbol, Ra, which means sun. That's not a letter. That's a word. You see, Mes. Mes is not an alphabetical letter. You can't put A on birth. You can't put B on sun. It's a word. So on one end, they telling you it's not pictorials and that is alphabetical, yet and still they lying because they had to settle 4 words in order to make a word. They had to settle on a definition for a symbol, not an alphabetical letter. You see what I'm saying? And so the question is, let me run this shit down on y'all. So Ra and Mes are 2 words that have been placed together. Ramesses. And the last S on that word, Ramesses, is the only letter they got through the Greco-Roman so-called transliteration. I know this for a fact. And Champollion was the one that deciphered that. Now let me bust y'all ass right quick. Because we know now, and we could go behind this and look it up. Ra and Mes are Coptic words, okay, that made the name Ramesses. But see, the thing we have to understand in the timeline, that Coptic don't come into existence until 400 AD. So listen to me, understand that. Coptic do not come into existence till 400 AD. Here we go now. I'm going to set y'all ass on fire right now. Here we go. And you know what, and remember where you heard it from. Okay. You can go into the Bible and find the word Ramesses, right? But the Bible is supposed to be in the BC period. You see, this is supposed to be, during, you hear Ramesses, the city of Ramesses during the time of Joseph. You even hear the city of Ramesses with Moses, and that they built the cities of Pithom and Ramesses, and Moses is supposed to be, around 1200 BC. And then you got Joseph, who is even earlier than Moses. How in the fuck can you find Ramesses in the Bible at 1200 BC? How can you find Ramesses supposedly at the time of Joseph, which is even older than Moses? How can you, when we just identified that Ra and Mes is Coptic, and Coptic don't come into existence till 400 AD? Explain me that. Explain me, how do you find Coptic words in the Bible before Coptic is even supposed to exist? Explain that to me. And if y'all want me to black it up, that Ra and Mes is Coptic, let's do some research. Okay, let's do some research. And let's see that if I'm right and exact. I'll be busting y'all ass, nigga. Straight up. Don't play with the general. Don't play with me. Look it up. Look it up. Matter of fact, I'm gonna bring the book in here tomorrow, and I'm gonna lay it out. And we can watch the documentary where they talk about it too. That he used the word Ra and Mes to get Ramesses, because he had no Greek equivalents. So the thing is, before I get off of here, I'm gonna say that for tomorrow. That's a jewel. I don't want to give y'all too many jewels tonight. I'm gonna give y'all, but that one right there, there's a couple up there, the Chevron, the Cheops. Why, when when Champollion and them made the decipherment, when it came to Khufu and Khafra, why didn't they get Chevron? Why they didn't get Cheops? This is what Herodotus say he heard them call the kings of the Great Pyramids. He didn't say they say Khufu or Khafra. He said that the names were Chevron and Cheops. And when it comes to leaders, even though you may not know a language, you never translate the name of the ruler. You always speak the name of the ruler in his own language. You see what I'm saying? That's how it go. And so he didn't hear no Khufu and Khafra. You see, we got some discrepancies there. We got some discrepancy in understanding that Ra and Mes is Coptic words that did not come into existence until 400 AD. And so if that be true, how do we find the name of Ramesses in the Bible during the time of Joseph, during the time of Moses, which is BC period before Coptic even exists? We got some goddamn discrepancies. I want y'all to figure that shit out. Family, I want y'all to hit me up. I want y'all to support. I want you to hit some of them links up. I want you to support the general. We doing it like nobody else. They don't do it like this or nowhere else. I don't give a fuck where you go. They don't do it like this. We doing incredible things over here, and we backing it up. Family, support the general. Arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that wicked ass beast. Daily liberation through African education and confrontation. Black power.